Good evening. This is Ronald Allen, managing change through effective communications. We are here in one of my mental secluded zones. Unfortunately, there are some hikers. I think it's because many people are using this location to kind of get out while having to use the face masks. But as usual, I'll give you a nice panoramic view of what this place is all about. It's a haven in and of itself, where you can come and think, you can come and take a nice walk and collect your thoughts. And that's what I would like to do this evening with you as the sun is setting, you can see, and you'll hear a few voices in the background, but we'll tend to ignore those. If they were birds, if, as I say, love to use the expression, nature's best, we would include those as favorites. At any rate, tapping into your strength, that's what we should be doing now with the COVID-19 virus, certainly impacting on every aspect of our lives. At the same time, and I've said this before, it's not necessarily a new phenomenon. We've had plagues. We've even had wars that even the countries have impacted our ability to be social, to get up in the morning. 1974, some of you may remember getting up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to be in lines for gas, which, by the way, is not that far-fetched from today or removed, as those who live in Flint, Michigan are getting up at that time of the morning to get water. Now, fuel is one thing, certainly is important. At the same time, water is a notch above, because we need it for everything, everyday life, from the time we wake up till the time we go to sleep, and even then some, right? Some humidifiers, we use distilled water. Others are using it for many different medical purposes. So I want to come around today, and my leg is killing me, so I'm going to lean up on my car and look at some of the notes I've made and refer them in terms of tapping into your strength. And I would say, I dare say, the very first one is your ability to calm the anxiety, calm the storm of conversation in your mind when you find yourself in those situations that are challenging. Calm yourself down. Just think for a moment that, number one, this is not the first time you've been in such a state. Number two, are the circumstances going to get any better because you exhibit emotional exhilaration, emotional tirade, because maybe you need to vent, and I certainly agree with venting. My cat can attest to that. How much? For how long? Does it serve your purpose? You know, we've talked about in the past about the thermostat. What do I mean by the thermostat? Well, we're all born into the world with a low and a high level that we will allow our thermostat to rise. And so when life is not going the way we want it, we'll kick in and start being very active and very strategic even, and do things that try to address our concern, our immediate needs. Then, as life gets a little more comfortable, we kind of kick back, you know, we're like, well, I've got the basics, even if it is 2 Bentleys, right, which I do not have, not yet. And then we kick back and we turn off the boosters, we turn off the need to forage a little bit more aggressively or further afield. And then, once again, life starts to whittle away, and resources, networks, environments start to change and we get a little flustered, we get a little bit concerned, and then we start to, again, start foraging. Well, that's the thermostat. And in every situation, when we talk about tapping into our strengths, we need to be able to stretch that, especially the high limit. The low limit is resourcefulness, so that we don't always find ourselves there. Whereas the high limit, the high temperature that we need to keep pushing, and not a matter of acquiring more things, rather the resiliency, the ability to see what's happening around us, to address things a little bit more quickly, astutely, steal a word from Project Agile, being agile, steal a word from economics, elastic, so that we can not have the downside, such a downside. Tapping into our strength means also recognizing that we have a plateau that we are comfortable with. And as long as we can maintain that in a secure, safe, environmental way, then life is good. You know, there are people out here that are very comfortable with modest means because they have a balance. A lot of people ask about balance in life. What is your balance? How to gain balance? It all stems back from my very first statement from tonight's discussion, and that is recognizing, do you have to have more? Do you have to have the drama? Do you have to react to every situation? And if it is serving a purpose, helping all those around you who are impacted by that behavior. We call that being conscientious. We call that emotional intelligence. Because when you're working with different people, different groups of people from multiple cultures, you have to be aware that your behavior could be both threat, could be unsettling, could be antagonistic. I work with a number of people. One gentleman in particular I've worked with for some years, and he does most of my web development for the last 3 or 4 years. And he's 9 hours ahead of me. He's in India. And a part of India which is very well equipped, very well urban, very infrastructure. All of that is in there. He doesn't have, and I've experienced people who live in India where they have 4-hour blackouts, where they don't have fresh water every day of the week. He has a very purposeful, calming a way of addressing things, and at the same time, he is authoritative in his manner. I'm working with a young lady from Texas. Love the twang. And I'm getting used to it even more. And she is equally deliberate because she's a curriculum developer. I almost let the cat out of the bag there, but I think I'll let you guys think through that. A curriculum developer, what am I creating? We'll talk about that later. And she's very much on purpose, very focused, very methodical, right? And in so, I am learning another aspect of my personality. So I'm in the market. I'm not just looking to get it my way. It's not a Burger King advert, right? It's an ability to look at things that may not be to your liking, to the way that you want out, the way that things you think should go, and realizing that forces, there are other energies, and I can still benefit, I can still gain what I need without forcing anybody's hand, forcing my opinion or my direction. In some cases, it's even saying, let someone take the wheel. There's nothing wrong with that. With a good relay race, that's what you're doing. If you're going across country, you slow down with the person that's tired. Everybody stops. When we used to do hiking, even today, a mantra. If you're doing a long drive, you exchange drivers every 2 to 3, or maybe someone can go 6 hours, but you're still going to change drivers. That's what we have to do also in life. Take some time down, time off, get off point. Say, use that term in the military. So when we, again, coming back to the theme, tapping your strengths, understanding that you actually go further by allowing other people to help you, other people to steer the boat, to let happenstance occur, taking time out when you are flustered, both. That's what this place is. This is a preserve, I believe 5,000 acres, and it's just beautiful. You can come out here and you just hear yourself. The birds, you can hear nature, you can hear time. And aside from man's delving in, making these ponds larger, maybe making they can spread out, it's pretty pristine. It's pretty. The COVID has done that to a lot of motorways where humans would travel. Well, can you think for a moment what that has done for you to be able to take some time out to rethink your purpose, rethink your agenda? Do you have to scurry at 7 o'clock in the morning every day to your job? For those that have those types of jobs, yes, you do. What the upside is, guess what? The road is not as busy. You don't have to get in front of that guy to be 2 car lengths ahead of them just to get a red light. You don't have to force yourself in between the road construction, to get ahead of that truck, because there's not as much traffic. Get onto the highway to speed, bob, and weave in and out of traffic. It's arresting those emotions. It's having the ability to arrest those, importantly, the desire. Some of us just don't want to. We don't want to come off that high. Tapping your inner strength. Recognizing that in some cases, and this is something I learned actually from studying solution-focused brief therapy, which, you know, I'm getting my American mental health designation. I should have it by Christmas. Still working on that timeline. In learning about solution-focused brief therapy, I've come away so far with 2 distinct benefits. One, ask questions, learning to ask better questions. And a simple example is this. If someone is in a bad place, bad state of mind, and you ask them, hey, how's your morning? Or even good morning, how is that typically received? Usually a brush off, sometimes just a shrug, sometimes just a grunt. Well, what if you said to them, what is your best of your day? What if you changed the conversation completely? What plans did you achieve today? What if you even said, I know you've got a busy schedule. How and by what means are you going about to make your pleasant? It gives them pause. It even gives from them a look of, where is this going? Why are you asking that question? It disrupts the status quo. It scratches the record. You begin a different series of inquiry. You can now begin a different series of where the day is going. It's important sometimes to be able to do that, because the thinking, so-called intelligent life form, if we are different than nature's best, then we should be able to arrest and redirect our energy, tapping into your strength, tapping into your form. It's not nebulous. It's not out there in the stratosphere of, well, it works for some, not for others. Because when you read about chief executives, global corporate stewards, captains of industry, who retire, you'll find that most of them sabbatical and get into theology, into higher thinking constructs. They'll get into meditation if they haven't already been doing it. So why can't we, as everyday people, that's a song there. I know there is a song there. Everyday people. I can't sing, by the way. But I understand he's going to give me a voice before I drop dead. We'll see. So why can't we, as everyday people, use that same knowledge today, now? And yes, we will still go through a certain amount of angst. We'll still go through a certain amount of uncertainty. But it won't be as intense. It won't be as prolonged. We won't feel as helpless. We won't feel the suffering. Which, by the way, when we talk about tapping into your strength, it is really recognizing that when we feel pain, when we feel frustrated, we should be understanding something is up, something is wrong. And we need to express ourselves in a manner, a old manner, so that the people around us can now feed into that need, call, that clarion call for help, and help us out. Because we can't always do it alone. I know personally, and I'm going to now tell you some of the really great news that's happening. I've spent the last year and a half developing my own learning platform. And I had a course on Udemy, which has today about 120 students. And not a lot of marketing or advertising from me. I just wanted to see what that was all about. And of the 120 students, about 9 gave me feedback, and it was positive feedback. It was constructive feedback. So I decided to build my own platform. Now, at 62, why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't I just want to kind of row off into the sunset? Although the sun is setting. Sunset. And just enjoy life. Because this is enjoyment for me. Number one, being out here is incredible. This is 5 minutes from where I live. Are you kidding me? People will send postcards of places like this and say, look where we are. Well, guess what? This is my backyard. And the learning tools that I've learned over the years and the technology that is now available out here allows the individual, such as myself, to, as I say, in $20 increments, build your own learning platform and offer programming, thinking, philosophies, tools, certainly techniques and technical abilities to address life's changes. And that's really what I'm all about, managing life's changes. And we use solution-focused brief therapy, which is I think is probably ties right into my other slogan, through effective communications, right? Managing change through effective communications. And it starts with you, the individual, knowing yourself, listening to yourself, giving yourself the time to absorb frustration as much as to express yourself to your partners, your family, your friends, your and then begin to understand how to communicate with other people of different personalities, different cultures, different nationalities, and the urgency of an issue at hand. So I'm letting you guys know, those who are going to be listening, literally days away launching the site. We will have 4 courses by Christmas. We have 1 up right now. We'll have 1 every month. The young lady I met over Toastmasters, so kudos to Toastmasters. Thank you very much. And the gentleman who the web developer out of India. I have a also out of India who does the promotional videos. Fantastic and very affordable. Sorry, I believe in outsourcing. That's economics, guys. That's all part of managing change, right? I mean, if your skill, and this is to those who are thinking of retiring or made to, if your skills are not being utilized and you feel underutilized, the technology out here today allows you to a community of like-minded people and those who are in a what I call inquiry mindset and begin to enjoy a whole different lifestyle, and that is managing change through effective. The topic was all about tapping into your strength. And we talked initially about you, the individual, listening to yourself, hearing your own needs, as much as arresting that drama king or queen that's in you, moving into understanding your partners, your family, your associates, and some of the tools and techniques that certainly solution-focused brief therapy provides, and that is asking better questions. And by the way, you can see those every, I believe it's Sunday, Monday morning. We post those on our primary social media sites. You can go to our site, ronaldmallen.com, and you will see sign-up forms. By all means, you can certainly sign up. It's all for massive advertising, certainly not a commercial, aggressive advertising on that. And now we do have the course tab under services, where you will see those 3 courses right now. The 4th one will be Mapping Your Mind for Success, which we will use the fundamental to help you use that favorably in life. So I hope this has been an interesting conversation. Again, I'm going to give you another panoramic view of my brain camp. This is where I do my thinking. This is White Boggs Blueberry Farm. Unbelievable place. And it has probably about 10 of these, what do you call these? Troughs of water where wildlife is preserved. It's just a beautiful sanctuary. So for those who do know me, by all means, please check out the website, ronaldmallen.com. We now have our online learning platform with 1 course, Success. It's all in your mind. We've had 122 students on Udemy. We tested it. It works. We will do some significantly aggressive advertising going forward. We have 3 more courses already prepared to go up, 1 every month. So if you want to certainly take advantage of that. And I will be sending out a discount code, especially for those who have had the course and those who I've been networking with for the last couple of months. So once again, this is Ronald Allen, Managing Change Through Effective Communications. You know where to find me.